Never been so nervous in my whole life.
I haven't even put it in the oven yet!
On today's show, we have a host of contestants who are ready to give their all to the competition and see what baking skills they can give to the Great Provo Baking Show. On this episode, we are joined by 7 of Provo's most average bakers for an episode of what happens when you combine poor students in a hyper-intensified baking situation. But before we get started, let's meet the contestants.
I'm an illegal immigrant.
Eso no era lo que quería!
What happened? I'm from Honduras.
Everyone has their own reasons for baking, and that includes Mario.
I was trying to date this girl. That's why I started baking. Then she dumped me. I want to get her back.
Mario and his friend Aaron choose the extremely difficult task of baking chocolate cupcakes.
Pretty good. You've got the right consistency with the chocolates.
Yeah, we created something very fluffy. It's pretty perfect.
Right. You gotta let it drip just right. They're already putting those in the oven. I haven't even gotten that far yet. I don't know.
Next, let's meet McKay, a complicated character to say the least, who's pretty passionate about his baking.
Well, I can tell you something, it didn't look like this when I practiced it at home. My name is McKay Fritz, and I guess the thing that inspired me to bake was my mom. Not that she was a good baker, but that she never baked.
I'm gonna be completely honest, don't know how I'm gonna finish this within the time. It's all stuck to each other. It's not good.
As far as my process, I think I was having some more struggles than the other contestants were having, but then again, I did take a much more ambitious recipe than anyone else.
Completely forgotten the flour, which is one of the key ingredients to my sugar cookies, so don't tell anyone, but we're just gonna...
Hey!
Not looking good. This is not looking good at all.
Okay, how's it going over here? Looks like you're a little bit behind.
Yeah, I didn't actually anticipate on having to roll out my dough, so I'm trying to improvise at this moment. Oh dear. They all kind of cheated, I think, so we'll see how it goes. In my spare time, I collect candles.
This is what happens when you don't use a pre-made recipe by these other guys. Cheaters, I say. Does anyone have a rolling pin?
No! Not today.
Well, it's now or never.
Kate and Mark work together in this competition, a quiet team, but could they be the underdog of it all? I'm really excited to be doing this. I've been dreaming about being on the Great Provo Baking Show for my whole life, basically. Me and my partner, we were making some brownies, and it's been a little stressful because we had to compromise to do them in muffin tins.
We need to get this in the oven quick. So, I don't really know exactly why I'm on the show.
I'm feeling a little stressed. And last, let's meet the potentially cutest couple on the show. But will their final product match up to the unity of their teamwork?
Yeah! I'm just so happy I get to be on the show. It's been a goal of mine ever since I was this tall.
So why do you like baking? Because you get to eat things?
So, I've made this loads of times before, but I can't remember how it goes.
I really hope this works.
Matt, tell us how it's going over here. It makes a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy over here. Sophia, we trying to get my pomegranates all out of here. And Looks like the inside of a heart. Sabotage, McKay. Look,
No.
he dropped chocolate spatula in our frosting.
What the heck?
This Mario. That's it. I'm gonna get him on.
Get.
10 minutes left, everybody. 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. You gotta go get that thing. Ah!
Go, go, go. Wait, let's see it.
Mix it, mix it. You gotta, come on. This is not what I wanted. I don't know how I'm gonna get this clump out.
Yeah, this.
What did you do?
I'm not even kidding. Look where it's at. That's the shape I was going for.
With little time left in the competition, whose baking good will hold up the best? With no time left, it's time for the judges to decide Provo's best baker. First to be judged, Kate and Mark's brownie cakes. Let's see what the judges think.
Let's try this. This one. Little crunchy on the outside. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'll be honest, guys.
Very dry. Really dry. I need a drink.
Yeah, guys, it's just not quite cutting the cake for me, to be honest.
Really dry.
Really dry. It's terrible.
The pomegranate pleasure. A colourful treat, but will it taste as good as it looks?
I love the colour, especially compared to these bland brown ones we've been seeing.
Yeah, big fan of the pomegranate, especially this big old thing in the middle.
It's just not something you expect, but
Yeah.
it's just surprisingly refreshing.
It's just a beautiful mess, is what I
It's a
describe
little
it.
bit, it looks like it might be a bit soggy.
Let's find out how it tastes though.
Yeah. You know what? That's really good. Really good, lads. I really like that.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
really
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Wow. I feel like I'm getting one of my 5 favourites.
I'm gonna go to college.
Very silly.
Next on the menu, we have interesting Easter chocolate cake thing.
Reminds me of a number of.
Well, it's very Easter themed, which would be great if it was Easter, but it's Christmas. So. You know what? I love it.
Yeah.
That is actually amazing.
Very nice.
Wow, this is impressive. It's just like very.
Yeah, so it's much better than it looks. And the winner is Mario. It was memorable.
I'm gonna be an American. I would like to thank not Donald Trump for my win, and I would like to thank my little grandma in Honduras. Thank you. Mama.